Hey, what up, Atlanta? It's your boy, the big boss, Ricky Ross. Y'all listening to my man, Kennedy Lucas, on his show, K.L.P Aftermath. It's the hottest show on right now. Stay tuned.
It's the K.L.P Aftermath.
You're locked into the man. Check this out.
Here we go.
It's time. You're live and in the mix with ATL Zone.
K.L.P, Kennedy Lucas.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's the #1 station blazing the airway.
Right here, so keep it locked.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce, and you listening to my station.
Powered by the Core 94.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is, of course, the K.L.P Aftermath Season 3, the hottest show of the summer. Of course, I'm your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. We got Tyrus Lester in the building, ready for another exciting show here today. I'm quite excited for today's episode simply because, you know, we're back into the studio, we're back into things, and, you know, I guess I just got to get used to this nightly traffic in Atlanta because it's just, you know, it feels like everyday tea. It feels like every day I have to dabble into some sort of traffic. And after seeing 2 accidents, again, I can always say to everyone out there that's listening to tonight's show, just be careful with your driving, stay safe. It's getting crazy ridiculous. There was this one accident I saw today on my way to the studio, and you know, it was a very nice hot red Beamer. It was a BMW SUV collided with another car, and it was just like, dang, that is a beautiful coat on that car. I would hate to be that car's insurance holder, because that insurance has to go up after that. So like I say, the whole point of it, guys, just please be safe, be cautious, watch out for drivers out there, because it is real. You know, a lot of people are driving and they're not being careful. That's all I can say on that. They're not being careful. Now, hopefully you guys are ready for another exciting podcast here today. So, this week is going to be very, very fun this week, because not only that we're doing K.L.P Aftermath this week, but also this coming Saturday, I believe that's May 21st, the 20th or the 21st, one of those 2 days, we're going to be at the Robert Woodruff Library again for another episode of K.L.P in the Morning. I know you guys had asked on Twitter and on social media what happened to this Saturday's episode. Guys, you know, we're busy. We're running a national championship over there at tennis, which we're going to get ready to talk about in a minute. You know, this weekend we were just out there at Oxford College, and we just couldn't get to Emory University in Atlanta to do the K.L.P in the Morning, but we will be there this weekend. So don't miss that episode. It's going to be an hour episode. It's going to be a good episode too. So I cannot wait for that as well. Now, before we get to the topics of conversations and the topics of today's show, I got to give it up to, of course, a little sponsor. Well, more of a shout out, really. Of course, this Saturday, if you guys are ready for it, like I am, of course, I teamed up with my good buddy, DJ Lupizzi. Of course, we made our next album for the summer. It's called Prime Time. It's going to be available on every platform: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Tidal. And if you have a Tidal account, you guys can stream our music in hi-fi. That's the high fidelity that Tidal has. If you have a premium plan with Tidal, I'm excited, because not only it's my 5th full album on streaming platforms. You know I've been chugging it down. I've been chugging the music down for you guys, but you know, music is our thing. This music is what we love doing the most. So we just got to dabble on into it. So Prime Time, guys, don't forget to download it or listen to it right on Spotify. Coming this Saturday, we're dropping it, and I cannot wait. Now let's get on to the fun stuff. You guys came for the fun stuff of the podcast, and I gotta let you guys know of the fun stuff, because you know I like these topics of conversation, and of course I did promise you guys that I was going to cover and talk about the NJCAA tennis tournament. And I had to kind of abbreviate that a little bit more, because I kept saying the NCJ. It is the National Junior College Athletes Association, the NJCAA. And I actually did get called out for that, because I messed up the letters in the acronym there. And to all the people out there that's in the NJCAA, I apologize. This was the last episode because I just, I messed up. I goofed up because I didn't know the correct abbreviation. But we got to give a shout out for sure. Of course, we're going to talk briefly about the tournament that happened starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, Thursday they started the championships with just kind of an opening ceremony. I didn't see it. Obviously, that was May 12th. That was my birthday. I was not going to that area. But of course, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was a great turnout. All the teams came out and they gave their A game. You guys can listen to our previous episode because every team came out to that and they really performed well in the tournament. Now, I have to give a shout out to, of course, our men's tennis team over at Emory University, representing as part of Oxford College of Emory University, because they did win. They won the national championships. Of course, they got their trophy, they got their plaques, and they will also be getting their national championship rings. I am so happy about them for that because last semester was the women's national championship. We didn't host the women's, but they went out of town, and of course, the women's won the national championships for that as well. So now the men have won the championships. I'm excited for them for sure because there's quite a few students that did graduate from Oxford College of Emory University their sophomore year and getting ready for their junior year at the Atlanta campus. And I really wanted them to win that because that's the legacy they're leaving behind. That's the history that they're leaving behind for sure, guys. So I'm very stoked that they won the championship match for sure. Congratulations to the men's tennis team, Oxford College of Emory University, representing Emory University really, really well in a great light. It was just exciting all around. They did have a banquet. I didn't attend the banquet because I had to go home and get ready for other things coming up in my life pertain. But, the banquet I heard was very good. They, I have sources that tell me the food was scrumptious. They had all the players gowned together and, they just talked about college life and, getting ready for the championships and kind of challenging each other real quick. So I'm quite excited for that. That's one for the history books for sure. That's the Oxford College of Emory University, Division III of the NJCAA. So very, very excited for that for sure. Now moving on to our must watch list. I cannot wait to talk about this must watch list, guys, because this is a show you never really thought that I would watch, right? Okay, so break it down to you guys. To be honest, I'm a Tyler Perry fan, right? I enjoy Tyler Perry when it's more of his serious shows, when it's more of his serious movies. I don't really care too much about the Medea sagas that much, or the Meet the Brown sagas that much. They're funny, they're comedic. He made millions out of it, but I just personally, as a director myself, I care for his serious shows. And of course, I was dabbling on because, I'm going through them. I'm saying, okay, what show or what network that I haven't tried yet? So I decided to get a BET Plus account. Now I am just doing the 7-day trial simply because I've got enough subscriptions in my portfolio. I do not need another subscription. I don't really watch BET shows as much as I used to back when I was a kid, but I knew Tyler Perry has this contract with BET to where all his shows and movies go on that network. So I ended up getting a BET Plus 7-day trial to binge watch this week. And of course, because I needed a must-watch list for the show today, but Tyler Perry's Sistas. Let me tell you, I know a lot of people are going to probably laugh at me right now, probably laughing at me as you're listening to the podcast, but let me tell you, T, because I see you about to laugh too. Are you like, really? Because guys, if you guys don't know, Tyrus Lester, shout out to him. He's our producer here for our shows. And, I told him, okay, this is my must watch list. And he laughed out loud when I told him that. And he joked, we make jokes in the office, but yes, I'm going to talk about Sistas. Okay, T? All right. Darn it. So, Sistas is a good show, guys. It is a show about 4 beautiful women trying to figure life out. Of course, you have all of the characters out there that's getting ready for looking for love. You got your single woman out there. This was a story based in Atlanta. They're looking for their relationship. They're looking for growth, not only in their career, but in their relationships, their love relationships, that is. And of course, you have the 4 characters go out there in Atlanta to really dive into the character role of that. And as I get my notes out here too, because I do want to make sure I have everybody names correct. And I have my phone here too. Very, very exciting, of course. So Sisters is an American comedy drama television series created, written, and executive produced by Tyler Perry. And this was very fitting, T, because lately over at Emory University, Tyler Perry did get his doctoral honorary degree at Emory University. He was also the commencement speaker for Emory's graduation maybe about a week ago. So congratulations to Tyler Perry if he's somehow watching the show. Of course, it premiered back in October 23rd, 2019 on BET. I'm very excited for this because, you know, the actors are very, very good at this. KJ Smith, let me tell you, KJ Smith, she is a wonderful actress. Of course, she's been in many Tyler Perry projects before. Before this show, she was also in the movie Medea's Funeral. She played a character there, but she plays Andy Barnes, an attorney who goes into a relationship with a married man, of course. Ebony Otsadian, if I pronounced that last name right, give me a thumbs up. She is playing Carrie Mont. She's actually one of my favorite because Karen is in the description, she's a hair salon owner in a complicated relationship, as well as the love interest of a newly separated married man. I love Ebony Osede. I love her as a person, but I love her character because she's a little bit of her voice is a little, you can tell like she's a little bit country with it. You know, you can tell there's a country kind of slang with her language. So I do want to know where she's from, because it sounds like she could be from either here in Georgia, because we all had that Georgian accent, or she might be from Alabama or Mississippi, because I can tell the southern accent that's in her. Of course, Megnan Vaughn she's playing Daniela, Danny King, and embracive and young at heart airline supervisor Novi Brown. She is another great actress, playing Sabrina Hollins, a bank supervisor who falls in love with a man who sexually she questions. Now, her story is pretty interesting. It's pretty funny because, you know, the man that she's trying to pursue, you know, she has it to where you can tell, like, okay, is he in the community, is he not in the community? So it's very interesting to see some of the scenes, because like, you got me questioning it too. This show is just fantastic because you got a true story here, and it has 4 seasons. Now, do I think I'm gonna be able to watch all 4 seasons in 7 days? Probably not. But this is a good show, guys. This is a genuinely a good show. And I fend for Tyler Perry because, you know, Tyler Perry, believe it or not, because I know a lot of people joke about Tyler Perry, right? I had one of our athletes, she's into filmmaking and directing, and I asked her what her favorite director was. She told me their favorite, and then we list a name of directors, and I said Tyler Perry, and she was so disgusted. So a lot of people give heat to Tyler Perry, let me be honest, but I gotta say, Tyler Perry, not so much of his movies that much anymore. I'm sorry, Tyler, I gotta put you on blast a little bit. As a director, to a young inspiring director, to a well-known director, his movies, I don't know, it's the cinematography, it's not there. And I wish I could work with Tyler Perry so I can just kind of say, this is how your cinematography should be. But anyway, I digress. His shows are pretty good, right? He has what seems like 20 shows on BET, but it's only about a couple few, you know, House of Pain, Meet the Brown Sisters, Bruh, and Assistant Living. Oh, and Young Dylan, I forgot about Young Dylan. That's a new Nickelodeon show, by the way. Sisters is one of those shows that, okay, it's good. You know, it's good. You got 4 beautiful black women. I'm sorry. 4 beautiful black women in the show. Black empowerment, Black power for sure. But you got these women trying to understand their love life, trying to understand their story, trying to understand what it is they're trying to accomplish as young black women in Atlanta, trying to figure it out. Of course, KJ Smith, Annie, her character I feel for the most because she's a well-established lawyer, but then she wants love too. And then her love life and her work kind of intertwines. And I don't want to spoil it too much for people who haven't seen the show, but it intertwines a whole lot, right? And she has to choose between her career and her job, her career, her job, and her love life. So it's very interesting to see Annie, played by KJ Smith, interact with her role. It's quite interesting to me to see the development of a character. How is she able to balance all of this is very intriguing to me, and that's why I got so indulged with this show. And guys, it has 4 seasons, so you know it has to be good if it has 4 seasons, for crying out loud, going for a 5th season. So Sisters, that's my must watch list of the week. You guys got to check it out. Don't sleep on it. I know Tyler Perry, I know a lot of people tend to sleep on Tyler Perry most of the time, but Tyler Perry is a good director. Let's be honest. I do want to work with him one day so I can show him a better way of doing his cinematography when it comes to his movies, but he make millions, right? So I only make thousands. So I just being real out there when it comes to movie making, you know, I can't, from a director that made millions, I can't say he sucks, because he made a whole lot of money, obviously, from this. So who am I to say, right? Moving on to our second page news for today, and this really struck me. Of course, T, you like candy? He likes candy, y'all. I'm an M&M kind of guy, but of course, get this, guys. Skittles, Starbucks, Lifesavers products recalled due to a potential presence of very thin metal pieces. Of course, this is another recall that's going out there in the universe. Of course, Mars Wrigley announced that they have issued a voluntary recall of multiple variety of candy due to potential presence of thin metal pieces in the bag or within the candies. Of course, according to the press release from Mars Wrigley on Friday the 13th, that's a bad day to have that. The recall included varieties kinds of Skittles, Starburst, Lifesavers gummies, which were manufactured by a third party. These products were distributed across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So I do say to a lot of people, please watch out for these candies. If you're opening a bag of Skittles, a bag of Starburst, I keep wanting to say Starbucks. I'm not really a big fan of Starburst tea. I don't like, I can eat it, right? But well, first of all, I haven't ate candy in that very, very long, because, you know, I'm on a health kick thing now. I can't really eat so much candy. I'm not trying to say, you know, lay off on the candy. But you know, I'm not really big onto the Starburst. I'm just not. Lifesavers are really, really good. I really love the Lifesavers. I had no idea that Skittles the Wild Berry had gummies. Now, that's something I might want to try one day, because that's very interesting. To me, it's very, very interesting that they make gummies. I had no idea that they made gummies, but it's true. They have gummies out there for sure. But they have a recall, guys, going out for right now. Very thin metals, so please be careful when you're buying your candy, your Skittles, your Starburst, your Lifesavers. Just stay tuned into that. Like, just open the bag and watch and look for anything, because these recalls are real and they're happening, guys. They're really happening. Moving on to our front page news, and you know, we're not going to need a script for this next part. And I'm sorry to this next part. If you're not a gamer, guys, I am super duper sorry, but we needed to talk about this because we did get the newest release video today, and I just wanted to talk about it because every established YouTuber has talked about this same kind of topic today, yesterday, and the day before that, of course. And I'm talking about the hit game that's coming out October 25th, Gotham Knights. Now, again, if you're not a gamer, this is kind of the last segment of today's show, so I'm sorry if you're not a gamer, but I got to talk about it because everyone's been talking about it. It's been the hot trending topic right now. Of course, Gotham Knights did release a newest video, of course, the latest video for the upcoming video game Gotham Knights, October 25th. They uploaded about a 13-minute video gameplay of Red Hood and Nightwing. So let me tell you, this is a high anticipated video game that is going on right now. That is a game that everyone, or I say a little bit of everyone, and there's a reason why I'm saying a little bit of everyone, because there's a purpose to this topic. That gameplay looks phenomenal. It looks really good. Now, there is a lot of working mechanics. I hope they iron out before the game comes out, because if you think about it, guys, the game comes out in October, right? Because now you got October that's coming out officially. You got the official release date. So now you got May, June, July, August, September. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. That's 5 months until this game comes out. And before we know it, that game's going to be out. So I say to a lot of people, to our fan base, and I say that to the game developers at WB, Warner Brothers, I really do hope they iron this game out, because I have a scarce feeling that this game is not going to be $50, that this game is not going to be $60. I have a scarce feeling that this game will be $70. And let me tell you why. Although the gameplay is phenomenal, the combat is great. I love the Arkham games. I think one YouTuber that I follow, Hollow Games, he's pretty good. He's a good YouTuber, by the way. He did a whole reaction. I know Alana Pierce did her reaction. I did watch hers as well. And they are excited, but they also have some concerns. They hope that they hope to iron some things out when it comes to these games that's coming out, because you know, a lot of people like to show you what they got so far. And I had a scarce feeling, T, that this game will be delayed, because if we all know, read the headlines this week, Xbox did a press conference and there's a whole bunch of games that got delayed. I know a lot of people were looking forward to, and not to get off topic, T, but a lot of gamers were getting ready for Starfield to come out. But now Starfield has been delayed to 2023. And there was another game that's delayed to 2023 too. I can't remember what other game it was, but a lot of games are getting delayed. Now I know some people are frustrated with that, right? But you can't be so frustrated with people trying to delay games, because honestly, COVID hit everybody, right? We have to get, and this is a sad but true, right, T? This is a sad but true moment. You have to get used to games getting delayed nowadays. Delayed or canceled. Now, what Warner Brothers did today, well, yesterday and the other day, but I'm talking about it today. Warner Brothers, I think they are going to miss this mark with Gotham Knights. Let me tell you why. They issued that the game Gotham Knights, which we're going to dabble more into, Gotham Knights, coming out October 25th, only for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. That, I think they're going to miss the mark on this great game because of that decision. Let me tell you why this is a bad decision. I know a lot of YouTubers think this is a bad decision. I think it's a bad decision too. I can't really say too much, because not to brag or anything, but I do have a PlayStation 5, so I know I'm not going to miss out on this game. But you got a whole heck of a lot of people that can't get their hands on a PlayStation 5 right now, that can't get their hands on an Xbox Series X or S right now. It could be COVID reasons, it could be chip shortage, it could be scalpers buying them out and reselling them for exorbitant prices, and it could just be COVID hit everyone. Most people can't afford it. Now, I thank God each and every day. Again, this is not a bragger thing. This is just a humble me thing saying, I thank God each and every day that I was able to get one with the budget I had and had the money to get one. But, you know, a lot of people couldn't get one or still can't get one because of financials, or they just simply can't afford it, or they just can't find it. So that's why I think a lot of people are going to kind of drag out this game and not care about this game so much, because there's about 80% of Americans right now that don't have the next gen console. And I do know, and we've talked, like, I do know that these game companies are not going to want to keep producing games for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One forever. We get it, but it's not time for that yet, because our economy is just not the greatest. So a lot of people can't find these consoles right now. So do I think they're going to make some money? Now, I do think Warner Brothers with Gotham Knights that comes out in October, I do think they're going to make their money, right? They're going to make some sort of money off of this, but I don't think they're going to tap into the potential of the amount of downloads, the amount of people buying this game, simply because they're only making this exclusive for this current generation, which being the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X. This is the generation that we're in, and they're kind of canceling it out. Now, of course, a lot of people also were upset, and I was just like, I read the article. This was 2 days ago. I read the article, and I'm like, whoa, they just don't care about people stuck with last gen consoles right now. They just don't care. So a lot of people were very upset about this, because they had us believe, and this is true, when the game first got announced some point last year, I want to say it got announced late summer of last year when Gotham Knights first got announced. I was excited, and I said, okay, yeah, this is going to be a 2020 release. Like, this is not coming out in 2021. Nope. They made us believe that this game will be coming out for current generations, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and last generation, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's the last gen console now. They made us believe that everyone will be able to get this copy of this game for both current generation and last generation. I do think that this is at first we thought this was a good idea because, you know, last gen, you know, and at the time in 2021, summer of 2021, I didn't have PlayStation 5. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll get the game for this current, the console that I got now, PlayStation 4. I know it won't be the best when it comes to frame rate and quality like the PlayStation 5, but I know that I'm getting something, right? I'm going to enjoy something out of this game. So yeah, I'm going to get it. Then eventually Christmas time, I looked up and got a PlayStation 5. I still don't know how lucked up I got when I got the console, but I digress. Now seeing the next gameplay, the patch update. Oh, only PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, please. They're just kind of brushing aside last gen consoles. And I really do think that this is a horrible idea because, again, there's a lot of people that just won't get it. I think a lot of people that don't have this console are more mad than the people that do have these consoles. Like Holo Games did say in RGT 95, I think that's his YouTube channel. And Review Tech USA also said too, you know, they're not so upset. They're upset, but they're not so upset because they have these consoles, so it's not going to affect them, right? But it's going to affect the people who can't get their hands on this and they won't be able to play it. Like they're going to see gameplay on YouTube, they're going to see gameplay footage on Twitch, but then they're gonna be like, well, dang, like I wish I can play it, but I can't get it because they're not coming out for it for the console I got now. I have to somehow struck some luck to find the next gen consoles. I just think this is a low ball to all the players out there in the world. It just kind of sucks. I do hope that, and I always say this when I talk about games, and especially PlayStation 5 games, I do hope everyone can get their hands on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, whatever you choose to decide. I really do hope everyone will be able to get their hands on these consoles very soon. I'm seeing articles that this chip shortage is going to last up all next year, and that's going to be a rough year for gaming. It's been rough. We got a lot of great games coming out. It's been rough for the gaming community simply because of COVID. Now we got to blame COVID, right? We got to blame COVID on pretty much everything, but let's bring COVID back into this equation. This is going to be a sucky next few years when it comes to gaming because obviously no great games came out in 2020 because it was 2020. And then you have some games come out in 2021, but most good games have been either delayed by a couple months to a year. And now we're in 2022. Games are still getting delayed until 2023. Because there's not enough employees to work on these games due to COVID. There's not enough people willing to go to work. And that's one thing too, not to get sidetracked, but I've noticed since COVID hit, a lot of workers quit their jobs or got fired from their jobs. Now, for the people that got fired from the jobs, you know, that sucks. And it sucks for our economy, simply, and not to get political, but it sucks for our economy because a lot of people either quit or got fired or furloughed for their jobs, and they got some money. They don't want to go back to work because there's a lot of people that just don't want to work anymore. It's the sad life we live in, and maybe to be true, some gamers furloughed, quit, whatever it is, after 2020, they don't want to go back to work no more. And if you don't want to go back to work anymore, then you know that's why these games are getting delayed, because they have nobody. Because I don't know what game it is, but an updating a new game that's coming out 2023, they're hiring people left and right for the studio because nobody wants to come in and work. And it's sad. It really is sad for people who don't want to go back to work when there is an opportunity to go back to work. You know, I've been furloughed. I've quit jobs, and you know, luckily I'm able to have jobs that pick me up. And I love to work, even though it's some tired hours sometimes. Hey, brother got to make some money. Brother got to pay some bills. You know, like these bills ain't gonna pay himself. So it's, you know, it's a sad equation for that as well. Now, after seeing the updated gameplay video, the game looks fire, right? The game does look fire. I do hope Warner Brothers spend time the next 5 months on this game because it does still need some work. I'm not going to sit here and say that this game is complete and ready to be released. No, it's far from that. You got 5 months. So I really hope Warner Brothers give some sort of surprise. I really do want them to change their decision to have the game out for the last gen console. Who am I to say? I'm just a podcaster. I can't really make the decision for them, but I think they're going to miss out on a lot of money because there are still some people that don't have this console yet. So, best of luck to Warner Brothers in the next 5 months. Of course, obviously, again, I'm upset for most players, but I hate to say it like this, but this won't affect me that much because I'll be able to get the game and play it. And, in October, I'm going to review on the podcast my full verdict of the game. So we just have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can trust and believe. Just wait and see for sure. So that's going to wrap it up here on today's podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Of course, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. We'll be back in the studio to talk about so much more. Get ready for Monday's episode. Sunday's episode of K.L.P in the morning. We're coming back to the Robert Woodruff Library in the Mark Studio at Emory University, the Atlanta campus. I can't wait for that podcast because that show is going to be really, really fun to produce and give out to you guys for sure. And that's going to wrap it up here on today's show. Hopefully you guys stay safe, wear a mask every time, drink water every 15 minutes, stay hydrated because guys, summer is approaching. Today, right now, it's 81 degrees right now because it's about 7 o'clock at night. But during the day, it was 90 degrees. So stay hydrated, guys, because it is getting hot. Summer is here. So that's going to wrap it up here. K.L.P Aftermath. I've been your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. Until next time, stay safe, stay swanky.